When I moved in January, my house was chaos for weeks afterwards, but not my stash. You see, all my yarn, my notions, my knitting bags, everything had been put away in a purposefully, intentionally designed system in my yarn cabinet so that at a glance I could find whatever it was that I wanted. So I really didn't have a problem living out of boxes because my stash was so organized. Now, have you ever felt overwhelmed by your stash? Have you lost control of what's in there or don't know what you have, where it's gone? Well, hopefully this video helps you. Hopefully with my patented, not so patented, 4-step system, you can take control of your stash and find out what you've got and use what you have. So stay tuned. So how have I organized my stash, you might be asking? Well, I'm primarily a garment knitter and somebody who loves knitting fingering weight accessories, so I have prioritized that in my stash organization. Up top, I have all of my garment quantities up here in every single weight imaginable. In this big middle section, I've got all of my single skeins of fingering weight yarn. It is sock all the way up to here, and then a couple of random skeins of 100% merino. This next section is all of my plant-based yarn, individual skeins of DK weight and above, don't know what I'll use those for, and a whole bunch of sock weight minis. And in the bottom, I've got all of my fluff and a couple of caked skeins that I thought I was going to work with, but then changed my mind. But why have I done it this way? Well, I've prioritized it by what I like to knit. And I've done it like that so that whenever I'm working on a project, I can be inspired by seeing everything I need for that specific project right in one place. This works for me, it might not work for you, and hopefully a system similar to this might work for Anaï and Karine, because today we are going to help them take control of their stashes as well. So, where to start? Number 1, figure out what kind of crafter you are and what kind of stash you have. Helping figure that out, having a good understanding of who you are and what you already have, can help you determine your sections, because that's step number 2. Figure out what sections you want your stash to include, how you want to organize it by. So for me, as a knitter of primarily fingering weight garments and fingering weight accessories, that means having all of my fingering weight put together, but having my sock weight as its own thing, because I love to knit socks, but I don't want to use those when I'm knitting things like shawls and stuff like that. Having made those decisions in advance of even touching your stash can really help with the overwhelm when you go to actually do the organization. Because step number 3 is figuring out where it's all going to go. Doesn't matter if it's a cabinet or if it's a bunch of bins, make yourself a little mind map where you've said, I have 6 shelves, what's going on each shelf? So that when you go ahead and pull all of your yarn out, it's a lot easier to be like, this is DK, it goes on the DK shelf. This is lace weight, it goes on the lace weight shelf. This is Aran weight, into the Aran weight bin. Because that leads us to step number 4, sort. Just as I said, pull everything out and put it away. This can be done all in one go, or if you have some more constraints on your time, you have kids, you have pets, you don't want people getting into your yarn, maybe go one shelf, one bin at a time. And if you find it helps you to label all of your shelves and bins, go ahead and do that too. Whatever helps to make the process as easy as possible for you. And the 5th and final step, which is optional, is to record everything in your stash digitally. I'm a big believer of using Ravelry because that's a platform that I can use, but you can also just take photographs of everything in your stash and keep it in a photo album on your phone. I like to do that so that whenever I walk into a yarn store or a yarn festival, I don't have to be thinking, do I have green already or do I have enough fuzz? I can just scroll through and be like, oh, I do have 6 skeins of this mohair. Or, oh no, I have 6 sweater quantities in blue. I really don't need another one. And so at a glance, I can see what I have, and then I can make choices appropriately. That also helps deal with the overwhelm when you're in a store or at a festival. Helps take you off the ledge, or at least it helps me take myself off the ledge when it comes to purchasing. Alrighty, so just to reiterate quickly, these steps are: number 1, identify what kind of crafter you are, what kind of stash you have. Number 2, figure out your sections. How do you want your stash to be organized? Number 3, where's it going? Where's it going? And number 4, sort it all and label it if you like. Finally, the 5th and optional step is to digitally catalog your stash in however way works for you. Hopefully, these steps help you take control of your stash and you find them helpful. So yeah, can you help us? Please? I've been waiting for this day. Yes, I absolutely can help you with your stashes. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
We have hella problems.
Yeah, we do. And I got hella solutions.
So what do you want to know?
So I would like to know, my friends, who I've known for a very long amount of time and who maybe already I know the answer to this question, what kind of crafters are you? What is your stash made up of right now? What do you tend to buy?
Well, I can tell you that I'm definitely, I'm a garment maker like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pastel
enthusiast,
and I am all about how it feels on my skin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very much obsessed with the fiber content of this stuff because I get allergic to stuff, right? So I can get like rashes or whatever. So obviously I'm an alpaca person. I was probably an alpaca in another life.
Yeah.
I love it. So that's the kind of knitter that I am.
I am more of an eclectic maker and a emotional casteroner. I like to have a lot of variety in my collection, and I've been collecting yarn for a really long time. So sometimes I even forget what I have just because I haven't seen it in a while, and I end up buying similar things again, or just like the itch of getting something for the novelty on it, and then it goes on the shelf and I forget that I have it. But what I love about my stash right now is that it's so varied and sundry that I could probably pick any yarn that I have for like an impulse cast on if I want to, and I want to keep it that way. The problem is it's all mixed together, and so when I see a pattern and it says DK or it says worsted, I get overwhelmed with finding and measuring and looking at the labels, and some of my yarn doesn't have label, and so it's hard to figure out the weights that I have. But because I have every possible weight, it's hard to keep it together.
So you have a yarn store that's not organized yet.
Just a little.
That doesn't sound like a problem. That sounds like a fun challenge.
Yeah.
And if you follow girl math, everything in my yarn store is free.
That tracks. That fully tracks. I believe that. So it sounds like the way to go forward let's start with you, Kevin. You're a garment maker who has a lot of pastels and who loves very specific fibers. So maybe the trick would be to separate your stash into different fiber types. Maybe that could be your primary section. Like you put your alpaca here, you put your silk there, you put your wool there. But then within those, you can then break it down and you can go by color. Or if you want, you could say, hey, I have all of this fingering weight here. Let's divvy that up by fiber type. And then keep all of that there together so that when you go to make something, you'd be like, oh, this is a fingering weight pattern and it's really fuzzy. I want to make it in alpaca. Let's go right to that.
Yeah,
section.
I like that.
Yeah? Do you have bins or do you have cupboards? What's your situation?
I'm a bin person. I wish I had a bookshelf like everybody else. But no, I have bins.
Okay. So then we can say like, I guess when we take out your stash and we start looking at it, we can be like, all of this one fiber type goes in this one bin.
Okay.
And then if you have a lot of like one weight, then you can divvy that up. But if you have like a little bit of one, you could keep them together.
Okay.
Type thing.
Yeah.
You know what? This is the great thing about this whole process is that as you start doing the sorting, you can deviate, right? Because if you don't know what you have, your mind map is only going to get you 75% of the way there.
Yeah,
right?
you need to pivot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So for you, Annie, I'm thinking going by weight might be the best way, because if you want to be able to impulse cast on any kind of project, well, you don't want to have to look at 5 shelves of stuff when you can just look at 1 shelf of DK.
That would really help my decision paralysis if I could do that. Another problem that I think I want to solve is I have tools and notions mixed up with my yarn. And so sometimes I just I finish something and I'll put the needles in the same scraps basket, and I also have the scraps mixed up with the new. And so I definitely need another spot for not new stuff or for notions and tools and such.
So you are in shelves.
I am. I have 2 bookcases with doors.
Okay.
And I can rearrange the shelves however I want.
Awesome. So then maybe the trick would be to have one just be yarn, so that you don't even have to open the second one up to go and find something for our project. we're aiming to reduce as much decision paralysis as we can here.
Yeah.
And then that way, you can also have, in the second one, that can be where you keep your notions.
Yeah.
So then, as soon as you're done with a project, the scraps go in one bucket, the notions go in another, but you can maybe keep the scraps and the notions in the same one, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see how much scraps you have. Maybe you want to keep them with everything else of the same weight so that you can just grab as you need.
Yeah. And maybe I don't want to keep it all.
Maybe you don't want to keep it all. This is also a great opportunity to go through, and if there's something that you're just not vibing with anymore, or like maybe you have one skein left after a project and you don't know what to do with it,
Ooh, guilty.
excellent time to pull it from your stash and prepare it for donation, for gifting, for the community bag in your knitting group.
Yeah.
You know, just take the opportunity while you're sorting to be like, I don't need this anymore, and revert it to somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm excited.
All right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do this by myself because I have ADHD.
Same.
Well, lucky for you, I love organizing, and I like to squish other people's yarn because it takes the edge off of me going to
Okay.
buy new yarn myself.
So the next time you see us, we'll all be done, and we'll be proud owners of organized hoards.
And hopefully, this actually works for everybody, and that you come back feeling good about what we've done.
Yay!
Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
This is our plan. This is the plan.
So we've got the lace up here, the fingering weight, the other shelf of fingering weight because I have a lot of it, DK, and worsted and chunky on the bottom. And I decided not to go for the color coordination now because it just wasn't making sense space-wise, but I still can see everything I have in sort of pockets of color. So yeah, I'm really happy about it. I'll take you closer.
Perfect. All right. Folks, we are here in the aftermath now of all of this stash reorganization. So, my friends, do you feel like you are now in control of your stash?
I feel a great sense of relief.
I'm
Which
so
I
glad.
wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
But I was feeling really overwhelmed by it before, and now I feel relaxed about it. I realized that I actually do have space to fit it all, and I was just not using that space effectively.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
glad.
in control!
Yes! I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So it's a little harder with the bins because I still think that like looking at everything is going to be a little hard. But I do very much appreciate the spacing out of things, airing it out, like making it, like giving it more space, I guess. So yes, definitely getting there.
And we did pack the bins in such a way that you can turn it on one side
Yes.
and you can see all the
Yeah.
butts.
Yeah.
And then if you turn it the other way, you see the other set of butts.
Yeah.
So you can see there's nothing stuck in the middle
Yeah.
that's like
that I
hidden
can't
away.
see, which is really nice. So definitely, this is definitely an improvement from what it was before. Yes,
that's good. Do you feel like this is something that you'll be able to keep up? That isn't going to like overwhelm you in the future, or do you think that this is maybe like a one-hit wonder? And be honest. That's what this whole experiment is about.
I don't do well with routine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, this is going to need to be a yearly clear out.
Okay.
I think maintenance, it's very much like keeping my house clean.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm starting out with a clean house, it's easier for me to see when something's out of place. So starting now with the labeled shelves.
Yep.
It's already helped me. Like I found an extra bag of yarn when you left after we did the first go, and I was actually able to sort that bag of sundries into the correct slots in the Billy bookcase, which is already helpful because I didn't feel stressed, or I didn't feel like I had to just like grab everything in one lump and push it in, which is usually what I've been doing. Yeah. So I think the maintenance is going to be possible, but for me, the way I live my life with ADHD, it's going to get out of control again. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to have to schedule another sort of like summer clear out next year, and that's going to be another fun opportunity to play with yarn.
Yeah, I mean, similar-ish, where maintenance will definitely be needed. I really don't have a big stash now, in perspective, now that I've seen it. So it's going to be much easier to take care of. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I'm going to need that much extra work to keep it as is. I think because it's such a small-ish quantity, it's not going to be super overwhelming.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Is there anything about this project, this process, that you think could use some tinkering, some changes, anything like that?
Well, for me, it's just I need to take pictures of everything, because that's the one thing we didn't do.
Yeah.
In terms of the process, no, I think that was like, it worked very well. Like, it was perfect. Yeah. It's just it's really what I'm missing is what I really want, which is like to see it, like whether it's on a bookshelf or like on the wall. It's just like having it stashed away is the problem for me, and that's not a problem that we can fix right now. But when we can, that'll essentially be the cherry on top.
Yeah. Nice.
For me, it was very helpful that we did that exercise at the beginning where we really looked, like, you asked me questions about how I wanted to use it, what I needed to see, and we came up with a bespoke organization system that made sense for me. What had not been working before is I was trying to follow other people's advice and be like, you do it like this, and you do it like this, and you categorize it this way, and it was just not, it never felt possible for me. So that part really worked. What I found really tricky is during the sorting out, I feel like I could have gotten just like 4 big Dollarama laundry bins, or just my laundry bins from the laundry, and just like use those to have big piles to sort through, because what we ended up needing to do was filling a little basket, then going back, and then filling another little basket,
restrictions.
And going back.
We had to do it piecemeal.
So we did have to do it piecemeal, which made it a little bit more difficult for me to just sort of visualize in the moment. Like, I kept finding like, oh, this is another skein of the same type of yarn that we already sent back. So when I do this again, like the big maintenance in the summer, I'm gonna make sure to just start out with 4 large bins that are empty, or at least like, I don't know, a laundry bag or whatever it is that I can find around my house to collect the entire piles of weight by weight, because I think that's going to make it easier for me to like do it on my own instead of having to request other people to help me, which is also fun, but like, I want to be able to be independent.
That part was kind of fun, like having somebody with you, because then you're always like, look at my yarn, but also it's nice because it's
I got to pedal the yarn. It was really nice too. I was like, ooh, this is shiny.
It's also nice because sometimes I feel like you yourself don't necessarily know how to organize your stash. Like, I know it sounds weird, but like, it's nice to hear it from somebody else who, like you said, the fact that we had like, oh, well, you have different types of fibers, maybe we could go that way, and I'm like, I hadn't thought about this, so it's nice to have like that extra, like that outside
third party unbiased.
100%.
And my final question before I reiterate these steps, did you have any realizations about your stash?
I'm a silk person. I thought it was an alpaca basic bitch, it turns out I'm also a silk basic bitch because there's a lot of silk in my stash.
So soft.
Yeah. It's if it's not 100%, I'm not that bougie. It's like 50%, 20%, but there's always some silk content, like content in there. So I'm realizing I have a lot more silk than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I realized I have a disparate amount of single skeins versus the willingness I have to work on single skein projects.
So what you're saying is you need scrap projects.
Well,
or to
not
start
even.
change your buying
I think I need to change my buying practices, because what I discovered while going through all of my fingering weight yarn is that I have a lot of one-offs, right? That I like to buy souvenir yarn.
Yep.
So often that's one skein from where I'm going. But if I'm being realistic with myself, there's only so many socks I'm gonna make, and I buy sock sets for socks.
Yeah.
Because I like the contrast of the toes and the heels. So the single skeins are really not super helpful for me as they are now. So as I go along and I continue to curate my yarn collection, I'm gonna be more careful of not buying as many singles just because I want to have them. Maybe I'll go for a sets of 2 or sets of 3 of just one colorway. And that may mean not as much variety, but a lot more possibility for me to actually make garments, which is what I like to do.
Yeah, I think that's nice.
I love that we all learned something about each other.
I know. Did you learn something from this experience?
Yeah.
Yes. I had so much fun organizing your stash. I knew I was going to have fun because I've been looking at your stashes for years being like, let me edit. But I didn't realize just how much fulfillment I got out of helping you take control of it and organize it. Like, I knew I was going to feel good because I could help you. I didn't realize just how big of an impact that would have on me mentally, that I could help you in that way. And that I could use this thing in my brain to help you feel better about what you have.
I would say that you're a really good auditor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
It
That's
was
really kind.
It was very helpful to go through it without any feelings of guilt or shame. It was just a joyful discovery on your part, which was a discovery for me as well, because a lot of things that I had, I didn't remember that I had it.
But that's the thing, right? Again, with visual creatures here, if it's not in front of you, you're like, oh, I had that?
Yeah, and the fact that you were excited to look at my stuff made me excited to go through it.
Right.
So it was like a motivator to go and actually do it. So I think if I had like self-imposed this on myself without any help, I would not have had a good time.
It would have been overwhelming.
It would have been overwhelming.
Yeah,
so it really helped that you were excited as well.
I was.
Also,
so much pretty yarn.
I just want to add, I also learned how to do the
retwist
a skein, because I did not know how to do that, and I had been failing miserably for years. So now I know.
That's a skill.
That is a good skill.
You should do a reel about that.
Well,
she's the one who did it.
I can't say it was super beautiful and perfect, but it
worked.
Stuck together, which is what you need.
Nice.
So,
yeah, because right now I gotta, because when it would come undone, I would just be like, I guess this is it, and then I would just leave it like that.
It's spaghetti now.
And on that note, I'd just like to reiterate these steps to help you take control of your stash one final time. Number 1, identify what kind of crafter you are / what kind of stash you have. Number 2, determine the sections you want. This can be by drawing out a map, just like we did for your stashes, and then having that as a guideline. Obviously, as you start digging through, things might change. Having that flexibility is key, but having a plan really helps. Number 3, where is it going to go? Figure it out. Again, we go back to that map. Where is it going to go? That's going to help take a lot of the decision paralysis off of you when you start sorting, which leads me to number 4. Sort it. You do all of the thinking before you even touch the yarn. That's what I think is going to help you the most. If you can plan it all out, then you can just autopilot the sorting. And your 5th and final optional step is to take photos of it and have a digital catalog, either as an album in your phone, in Ravelry, turn it into a spreadsheet, whatever floats your boat. But that's an optional step for if you want to put in the energy to do it. So I hope in following these steps that you find you can take control of your stash, and that if it has been overwhelming you, grab yourself a buddy and just go ahead and give it a try.
Or hire Allie. She's
Yeah, exactly.
I did have a lot of fun.
Thank you
Happy
for
to
helping
help.
us.
Thank you.
Couldn't have done it without you. And now I feel
I know
like
you couldn't. And
our
that's the best
stash
part.
is now under control, at least for now. Thank you, Bunny.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Happy to help. But as is ever, we are your 3 Pearls. This is Pearl Perspectives. This has been a Pearls of Wisdom episode. Hopefully you can take control of your stash, feel better about what you have, and actually get to use what you got. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time.
Bye.